What excites me right now is people building real businesses that just happen to use blockchain. So we're getting rid of the fluff, getting rid of the noise, and just getting back to business fundamentals. And we very intentionally picked founders that were focused on that.
All of these companies are built as businesses first, so they can exist within the Web 2 infrastructure. However, they get that much better once they're on-chain and once their new business models kick in.
The last few months have been, a crazy mixture of development, teamwork, reaching out to both customers, investors, and also working with other people in our cohort too.
This is the first accelerator that we're running in tandem with Algorand. And the nature of the relationship is to provide community development and ecosystem growth for Algorand while tapping into their mentors and technical expertise for our companies.
The approach that Algorand has taken to blockchain and focusing on performance, they have chosen to focus on the technical aspects and the foundations of the technology. And I think that's important, especially long term.
We dive in, we roll up our sleeves. Sometimes it's advice that we can give from our own experience. Sometimes it's, hey, let's pull in this mentor.
This is our first company together, and being able to take talented builders, talented creators, and really hone it in as a company and a startup has been one of the best experiences of my life.
I think the biggest thing for us is asking the right questions, right? Being able to put yourself in front of about 36 different people, speaking about what you're doing, it refines your thinking process, right? And it changes how you speak to your customers, changes how you speak to mentors.
Techstars program has been a tremendous platform, a tremendous, most importantly, family.
I think one of the most powerful things about our cohort is how we push each other as well as ourselves. So what I've noticed across all 12 of our companies is that we're all extremely ambitious. We have these huge dreams that we are sacrificing a lot to put together, and we're doing everything we can to make that happen.
We're really looking forward to being able to sort of show off to the world the product that we've been working on, and similarly show off to all our users what Web3 can look like and what the next iteration, what the future looks like for this whole industry.
I am so excited about this class and the progress they've made and where they're going.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Techstars Crypto Boston Demo Day. We're so excited you're here, both in the house and online. This is a wonderful day. We're here to support these founders, but this is also a day of ecosystem support. There are two ecosystems coming together. So we've got the Boston startup ecosystem, and we've got the Boston and global blockchain ecosystem coming together to support these founders and to see each other. So welcome, everyone. I'm Curdy Levy, Managing Director of Techstars Crypto Boston.
And I am the investment principal, Andrew Davis. So before we get started, just want to give a big shout out to our global network partners around the world. We're so glad to be working with them and partnering with them. And a particularly big shout out to Brex, who have been awesome partners with us, and you'll find them in the back with some swag and awesome stuff. We'll also have some time today from other community partners dedicated to and committed to building the blockchain ecosystem here in Boston, Cubic Labs, Boston DAO, and the Boston Blockchain Association.
Yay. In this room, there are quite a few mentors here, and I know many watching online from all over. You are incredible. Thank you so much for being here for these teams. They appreciated everything you did for them. Really, startups can't function without mentors. So big thank you to all the mentors. Woo!
We have got our 12 companies here today, all around the world, as far west as LA and as far east as India and everything in between. They fall into a few buckets and categories that you'll learn about throughout the program, but we were intentional, not about necessarily the categories, but the companies and incredible founders building amazing solutions to push this industry forward. And we're so excited for them to show you what they've been working on and up to.
Awesome. Now I want to invite to the stage Matthew Commons, CFO of Algorand, to say a few words. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much. Matthew Commons, Chief Financial Officer of Algorand. So wanted to get started, thank Andrew and Curdy for the great partnership that we've had here between Techstars and Algorand. I think it's been a great program and really looking forward to seeing what you've all been building and going to market with. Also want to thank the Algorand Foundation who works with us and was co-sponsor of this event or this cohort here. When we think about this for Algorand, it's really important to support a vibrant blockchain ecosystem globally, and we're especially pleased to do it here in Boston. Algorand's the sort of a hometown blockchain company here, and it's really important for us to have others in the ecosystem, working on Web3 and distributed systems. Boston has so much to offer in terms of its educational institutions and financial services and media and everything. So I'm glad that we can continue to grow this and welcome really a global cohort here today. Really want to congratulate all of the team members here from the various companies for all of your hard work. Events like this are so important for refining your business ideas, getting feedback, and having taken my own blockchain company from founding to exit a few years ago. I had a company, Cambridge Blockchain, focused on the digital identity space. It was PayPal's first digital identity, PayPal's first crypto investment, and later sold that about 2 years ago. Events like this and accelerator programs like Techstars are critical for refining these early promising concepts and getting feedback and introductions to customers and potential funding partners and so forth. So really excited to see that. I do want to give a special shout out to a few companies, Armor AI, Hyphen, and Rybase, who have all already announced that they'll be working with Algorand. I know we're exploring with a number of others as well. So hopefully we'll see more down the road as well. But looking forward to hearing everyone's presentations today and staying connected in this vibrant ecosystem. Thank you very much.
Starting off our presentations today will be our infrastructure companies, Armor AI, Rybase, and Easy Wi-Fi. And now presenting Armor AI, please give a round of applause for co-founder and CEO Akhil Sharma.
$4 billion were stolen from DeFi projects last year alone. And we're on a mission to bring this number down to zero. Hi, I'm Akhil, founder at Armor AI. In the past 5 years, I've built Web3 projects with a total logged value of $2 billion. While working closely with the tech teams of these Web3 projects, I noticed that there is no thought given to security at all. And there's a clear lack of security-first culture amongst Web3 developers. Now, we all want Web3 to go mainstream, but it'll be very difficult to bring the next billion users to Web3 if it's not secure. The problem runs much deeper. There are no security tools for Web3 that are easy to use, effective, and affordable. This is why we're using AI to do 3 things: automating audits, classifying events, and simulating attacks. So why are we using AI for smart contract auditing? Because currently, on the market, there are 2 options. You can go for a manual audit, pay $40,000, it'll take 3 weeks. Or you can go for a static audit, and that's an automated, dumb, hard-coded tool. So the reports are too simplistic, and there's a lack of contextual understanding. With AI, you can get the best of both worlds. You get the details of a manual audit at the cost of a static audit. Our alpha product is ready. We have audited 100,000 lines of code. Our AI models are fine-tuned with 4 million data points. We have 500 developers in our developer community. We have a full service SaaS in development. We make money in 3 ways. You pay us per contract audit, or you can pay us per month, or you can integrate with us. We have competition in our domain, but we're differentiating ourselves by using AI. Since we're building an entire Web3 tool suite for security, we'll compete initially by becoming the best at AI-powered auditing. And this will give us a clear edge over our competitors for the next 12 to 18 months. We're deeply passionate about Web3 security. I've architected technical solutions for companies like Honda, Philips, and GEP in the past. My co-founder, Amitansh, is an AI researcher, and he has a deep expertise in AI, deep learning, and machine learning. We have a combined technical experience of close to 20 years. We have the right team to build this. And now we'll show you a quick demo of how our tool works.
Our security as a service tool enables you to create a workspace, add your team, and audit your contracts. Audit takes about 2 minutes and the report is extremely detailed. You get complete documentation of your contracts, list of security issues, code fixes, test cases, and gas optimizations. We have deep integrations with DevOps tools to truly make this a part of your developer workflow. You can also generate API keys and integrate with us. On the dashboard, you get details about your usage and API calls each month. Our platform is self-serve, has real-time support, and you can change your pricing based on your needs. Join our journey on Discord as we build this out in public.
So much. We look forward to you joining our journey.
And now, representing Raybase, please give a round of applause for co-founder and CEO, Sophia Dantuan.
W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a what?
Every industry in every country around the world uses open source software in some way. In the last decade and a half, the number of open source projects created and used in products grew for over 2,000%. Last year alone, GitHub saw 52 million new projects enter into their ecosystem. So open source has become the foundation of all modern software supply chains. Yet the incentive structures are completely broken. Open source maintainers have no way of monetizing their code, let alone rewarding contributors. This means that every year projects die or are abandoned, even though they're actively being used in business products. From the business perspective, open source projects which die suddenly, have drastic feature changes, or introduce security vulnerabilities into their supply chain become expensive liabilities. The problem of supply chain and open source security is not a new one, and over the last 3 years, we've seen an increase in the number of executive orders, regulation, and law being introduced to try and force businesses to solve this problem before it becomes disastrous. However, businesses really don't have any good solutions. They can donate to a project in the hopes that they'll keep it afloat. They can set up grants, foundations, bug bounties. However, stakeholders are still mostly ignored. The poor governance structures that exist today frustrate both the businesses and the open source maintainers. You still really need to know a guy to get any code into a code base. That's where Raybase comes in. Raybase helps maintainers tokenize their project and sell the ability to vote on code changes to businesses. Businesses now get a voice or a seat at the table and can now drive code changes and make sure their product development goals match that of the open source product. Value is now shared, and businesses who are feeding back into the ecosystem now allow maintainers to encourage contributors to join the project and reward new talent. Creating a vibrant economy around an open source project allows us to drive that bus factor to zero. Raybase will first target a $20 billion market. This is a market made up of small to medium-sized businesses with open source projects of their own. We'll charge a flat transaction fee for token sales and have a SaaS-based risk management platform for businesses so they can see where their dollar is best spent. Our alpha test is currently underway, and we have several new businesses being onboarded as we speak. Our team here at Raybase is made up of varied backgrounds in cybersecurity, open source software, Web3, and crypto, and it has led us all to the same thesis. Let us fix open source and make it a welcome place for businesses and maintainers alike. Raybase provides a path forward. Join us on this journey as we create a vibrant, thriving, and lucrative ecosystem in open source for the generations to come. Thank you.
And now, representing Easy Wi-Fi, please give a round of applause for co-founder and CEO, Sher Khan.
I'm a trouble man, changed by the things I do. True, but it's funny how they all remember you. It all could be different.
Hey, I'm Sher Khan, founder and CEO of Easy Wi-Fi. Elon Musk says it pretty well. The actual base level of Maslow's hierarchy is the lack of Wi-Fi. And he's not wrong. I grew up in a country where we have this concept of scheduled power cuts. Electricity just goes out for several hours a day. And you know what the interesting part is? Nobody cares. But when your Wi-Fi stops working, that's when everyone freaks out. We've all been here, right? But this isn't just a problem for me or Elon Musk. Half the world's population doesn't have access to reliable internet, either because there's no coverage or it's too expensive. That's 4 billion people in the world deprived of what I believe is a fundamental human right. That's why Easy Wi-Fi is on a mission to connect these billions of people by building the sharing economy for Wi-Fi. We help individuals like you and me, small businesses and retail businesses like restaurants and cafes, and large enterprises like ISPs and telcos set up ad-subsidized Wi-Fi networks and make money. Unlike our competitors, the barrier to join or use our network is very low. You don't need to know about crypto, you don't need to be technical, and you don't have to worry about security. Our tech takes care of everything, and it just works. Because of this approach, we've already scaled to over 1,300 Wi-Fi hotspots and are connecting 2.7 million people every month. That's me setting up our hotspot number 100. So before connecting millions of people, I was working on Wall Street helping traders make millions. And Zach, our CTO and one of my closest friends for the past 15 years, was working for a DoorDash competitor helping feed millions. Now, we're on a mission, we're building together on a mission to connect billions of users, and when we do that, we would have disrupted the $1.3 trillion broadband and mobile industry. Uber built the sharing economy for cars and changed the way we move. Airbnb built the sharing economy for homes and changed the way we stay. Join us in building the sharing economy for Wi-Fi and change everything. Thank you.
It takes communities to build ecosystems, and we're excited to be working to build this ecosystem with other organizations. Please welcome to the stage Ian Kane, co-founder and executive chairman at Cubic Labs.
How fun is this? Thank you very much. First, I want to thank Curdy and Andrew and Jennifer and Tool and the team for having us here today, and congratulate all the founders and startups for these presentations. This is truly an inspiring day. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about Cubic Labs. We are a startup incubator and innovation hub down in Quincy, Massachusetts. So we started out in 2019 with an idea really to spread entrepreneurship and innovation further south of Boston. We got a ton of stuff going on in Cambridge, and we said, why not support a community that's not so concentrated? So we would spend, I guess the first couple years devising a value proposition, which was mostly around supporting financial and government technologies before we recognized that we could support an emerging technology in a transformative space like blockchain and Web3. So over the past 3.5 years now, we supported almost 30 companies, and it's been a ragtag team of misfits. It's been 3 of us who have been hustling around, going to events like this, meeting entrepreneurs, and giving them access to our advisory and capital networks, and then giving them access to real estate at low cost as well. We've supported funding rounds. We've helped our companies raise upwards of $5 million in capital, and we've also created jobs. At the end of the day, we're a 501c3 nonprofit, and so that's our mission about creating jobs and economic development for a space around blockchain and Web3, and so we've proven that already. To support our mission around supporting the blockchain and Web3 ecosystem, over 2021 and 2022, we arranged a first-of-a-kind public-private partnership. We lined up public money from the Massachusetts Technology Collaborative, which is a quasi-state agency that sits under the executive office in the state. And we matched that with private capital to support a conceptual research and development and commercialization program to build blockchain concepts from scratch and then to commercialize them at the back end. So currently we have this offering out. So we actually look forward to, if there's an opportunity, if you guys haven't built out your proof of concepts or MVPs, to support the building. We're giving out developer packaging tools in the form of blockchain as a service infrastructure. We also have custom development packages as well. And then once we've seen and guided those plans towards business development, we look forward to evaluating them for investment opportunities and to run them through our incubator on an ongoing basis. And these are some of our partners. So we're no stranger to Algorand. Algorand is a partner in this program, as well as Nutter, which is a local law firm, Foxrock Properties, who underwrites our real estate, as well as Cohn Resnick, which is a local accounting firm. Another event that we put on, I know we have an ETH Boston event, which our friends from the Boston DAO will be talking about soon, but up in September on the 20th to the 22nd, we'll be hosting our second Boston Blockchain Week. Last year, we hosted under a theme called Stepping into the Future, and we were celebrating really the power and the promise and the people who bring the ideas forward around blockchain and Web3 like yourselves, and we look forward to hosting this event again in Quincy. We've got a couple of keynote speakers that were currently lined up, and we look forward to announcing more of the program as days come on. But again, if you will be around for the program, I've got my colleagues Justin Adil and Will Weddleton, who serves on our board, so we're happy to answer questions about our program, about our offering at Cubic Labs. And again, congratulations to the team and to Techstars, and we look forward to working more collaborative with you soon. Take care.
Next up are our amazing community companies, Moss, Made, and Aya. And kicking us off, representing Moss, please give a round of applause for co-founder and CEO, Ivan Yang.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Hi, everyone. My name is Ivan Yang, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Moss. So what does Hello Kitty, NASCAR, or even McDonald's have in common? Well, they're just some of the 2,000 brands that are entering Web3 to find their most loyal, high-value customers. But this often ends in disaster if they're perceived to be nickel and diming their customers instead of creating experiences that they actually value. What this shows is that even these huge, ginormous companies with multi-billion-dollar marketing departments don't know who their customers are or how to reach them in this new world. And this is where Moss steps in. We help brands maximize engagement by giving them the tools to create experiences that are only possible on-chain. What does this look like to us? The first part is an analytics dashboard where we tell brands who their customers are, how they engage in Web3, and most importantly, what else do they like? This then feeds into the second part, the communications hub, where based off these insights, brands can directly interface and engage their customers with targeted news, events, and rewards. We've directly partnered with two of the largest brands in the world, Decathlon and Carrefour, so that they launch on Moss with their next drop. We've also been exploring channel partnerships with blockchain foundations, as well as other tech partners to bolster our BD efforts. Until today, Web3 has largely been restricted to the biggest brands with the largest marketing budgets. But from tomorrow, you see the next tier of consumer brands, sports franchises, and even music labels entering Web3 to find their most loyal, high-value customers. We close the gap for Web3 marketers. Our competitors are either separately focused on analytics or on wallet-to-wallet messaging. What makes us very unique at Moss is that we marry the two together. And this allows our clients to build better experiences with more actionable and relevant feedback. And this is a team that will make it happen. We have complementary skills in selling into and connecting with decision makers at some of the largest corporations in the world, executing kick-ass sales and marketing strategies, and most importantly, building world-class product with a focus on UI and UX. We're super pumped to be redefining the brand-user relationship. And if you haven't already minted the PO app, please do so outside and come visit us at moss.social. Thanks very much.
And now, representing the Made Company, please give a round of applause for founder and CEO, Tommy Johnson.
Peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Tommy Johnson, and I'm the founder of Made. Have you ever noticed this kosher mark, the O with the U in the middle? Well, it lives on 91% of the food products in your kitchen today. It generates $12 billion in licensing revenue every year that's used to fund synagogues, birthright trips, education, and political lobbying for Jewish communities. Well, the Made Company, we are the kosher mark for Black culture that is certifying the ethical trade of Black creativity. For centuries, Black creativity, likeness, and influence makes profits for everyone except Black communities. In most cases, creators are underpaid or completely cut out of the upside of profits. Well, may we end this cycle of systemic oppression by authenticating the commercial use of Black culture for ethical trade, which verifies that creators are given credit, paid equitably, and that a portion of revenue is reinvested into improving Black communities. We call this the 3-point play. Our trust mark is called the Black Stamp. And the Black Stamp certifies consumer products that have either been made or marketed leveraging Black culture. For example, a perfect customer for Made is Nike. The data shows that 71% of Nike's value as a Fortune 500 company comes from commercializing Black culture. So this Black Stamp has multiple functions. First, it serves as a digital stamp and license to help brands validate their commercial use of culture, while also serving as a consumer-facing signal and framework for private sector reparations that spans across the media, music, sports, art, consumer packaged goods, and financial services sectors. See, unlike the Black Lives Matter signs that were used for protesting, the Black Stamp is actually an auditing tool that shows proof of brands' proclaimed ethical values to ensure that they're just not lip service. Made, we target the $15 trillion economy that's leveraging Black culture for commercial use. And we generate revenue through every Black stamp issued in the form of licensing royalties, user transactions, fees, and subscriptions. Since launching in January, we've been able to register creators and broker partners to our platform, facilitated community events, and closed a Black Stamp transaction with Microsoft. Our high-powered team consists of a software engineer and enterprise architect with 25 years experience, a noteworthy UX designer that's our head of product and creative design, and I'm a Forbes Rising leader with a background in community organizing and executive sales leadership. Together, we all share a vision to shift $15 trillion in economic value back to Black communities by empowering the world to consume Black culture ethically. If you're inspired to see the movement for ethical trade, then let's talk. Now we go. Thank you for your time.
And now, representing Aya, please give a round of applause for co-founder and CEO, Eric Anand.
Hi, my name is Eric. I'm the founder and CEO of Aya. In less than 6,000 days from now, Africa will be a home to 1 billion people under the age of 30, more than India and China combined. But access to a decent job is a nightmare. I know this because I've traveled to over 17 African countries interacting with this diverse talent. Global hiring is expensive, it's fragmented, and very, very, very unqualified, making it difficult for early-stage companies to have access to good talent. The good news is COVID has changed global work culture and how software companies globally source for talent beyond borders. I'm excited to introduce you to Aya. We are building a global reputation network to help early-stage companies hire faster, affordable, and more efficiently. Unlike the competition, we are focused on creating a network of people to create digital identities using soul-bound NFT, powered by blockchain, for seamless interaction between founders and talent, not cash bounty that has marred the beauty of hiring. We are excited to enter the market with a combined network effect from Orange DAO, the largest YC alumni DAO in the world, Techstars, and the rest, as our first entry and expand. Interestingly, we have Aya Fellowship that serve as a magnet for talent to enter our funnel. Number one, they get training, access to mentorship, and able to connect with founders seamlessly. You know what? Founders come to us because they know they have access to quality talent. We make money in two ways. We charge a flat fee of $500 to validate every role, and $5,000 when the talent is onboarded fully. We're already making money. We connect over 15 businesses to talent, 7,000 talent in our community, and over 7 key partners to fuel our go-to-market. We've engaged over 250 businesses in the last 3 weeks alone, and with feedback to build our product. We have over $4,000 in the pipeline. The market is huge, but Aya is tapping into fast-growing startup talent marketplace as I go and tap into that $2 billion startup talent. And we are the team to do this. We bring together over 10 years experience building blockchain solutions, fintech, talent training platforms, and on top of it, mentorship. And we will combine great resilience and understanding of the African untapped market to see this thing through. We are building the world's largest social network to enable seamless interaction between founders and talents. I want to invite you to join us on this exciting mission to unlock the potential African talent present to the world. Thank you, and let's talk.
We're grateful for organizations in the community to partner with in progressing growth in the Boston blockchain ecosystem. Next up, please welcome to the stage Jake Lynch, core contributor at the Boston DAO.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Techstars, for inviting me. I'm one of the hundreds of founders of the Boston DAO, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about it. It's hard to follow up these really amazing presentations, but I'll do my best job. So the first question we always get, and it's a good question, is, what is the Boston DAO? And I'm the person who's supposed to tell you guys that it's way more than just an annoying group chat. The Boston DAO is a mission-driven organization. It's a distributed organization. None of us get paid to do it. We all do it for our own reasons. For some of us, that's to build a better network in the area. For others, that's to tap into a network in the area. And we started early last year, with a group of us, about 30 of us in the area who have been in crypto for a very long time and have noticed a trend. The trend was that people, despite educating a large portion of the people who work in this industry, we retain very few of those people. And we wanted to understand why, and we wanted to fix that. So we sat down and we came up with this idea of the Boston DAO. And we decided that we would try to do 3 things to change that trend. The first thing was to support events in the area. The second thing was to work on policy, work on getting better policy here. And then the third thing was to encourage philanthropy from people in the Boston area towards crypto or from crypto outwards. In order to accomplish these things, what we have done so far is we have had a lot of meetups. We've had a meetup almost every month. And most recently, we had about 200 people show up to our meetup. We also had a governance meetup, which is a very hard thing to put together because you have to ask people to come in on a Saturday to talk about one of the most boring things in the space. And we were able to get 35 people to show up and talk about what this meant to them and how we would structure it. And the first milestone on our roadmap was to bring back ETH Boston, which we're happy to say we are doing, and we have brought it back. And it will be taking place on the weekend of April 29th. Beyond that, we intend to essentially build a culture of supporting each other in making it an easier space to work in throughout Boston. And so if you want to learn more about the Boston DAO, you can check us out on Twitter. You can always ask me. There's my Telegram. And you could also come to ETH Boston and ask one of the 600 members that we have today.
Next up are our fantastic media companies, Techstars Labs, Fear Football, and Column. And now, representing Techstars Labs, please give a round of applause to co-founder and CEO, Jaron Artest.
Just wanna have a good time. I get to feel it. I know you wanna feel it. Just wanna have a good time. Good. I get to feel it.
Lack of innovation kills markets. And we've seen this throughout all industries, including tech, film, movies, music, and the games industry. What we found is that there's a lack of innovation in the multiplayer online battle arena market, otherwise known as the MOBA market. We counted. Over 74% of these games look and play exactly the same as their predecessor, League of Legends. Now, this market is really big, with over 1 billion players that generate over $300 million of monthly revenue. However, 350 million of these players are looking for something fresh, a fresh new MOBA gaming experience. So we're taking this lack of innovation as an opportunity to disrupt the MOBA market with a new model to transcend both time and games. That's through an innovative game genre, using an enhanced free-to-play model, and also leveraging a transmedia go-to-market strategy. And all of that is starting with our first game in development, Ghosty Battle for the Bones, the world's first MOBA fighting game with second-to-second action and fast-paced fighting game combat and 5-minute matches. We're designing this with an enhanced free-to-play model that leverages the psychology of ownership. This is through in-game trading and user-generated content. Not only does this increase our revenue, this also increases our user retention. This lets our players interact with each other on a much deeper level than they normally would before. And on top of that, our transmedia go-to-market strategy will ensure we reach the millions and millions of players that we want. Most rising game studios do not have the access or the resources to do this. We do. We're creating an animated series with Hollywood producers behind the shows and movies like Power and 300. And our team comes from the #1 game development school in the world, University of Southern California. We've developed games at the studios behind games like Batman and Harry Potter. We've developed and published our own titles, and we've ran and founded our own studios prior to starting this one. We have the context for this generation of gamers and the next, and so far we have over 1,000 members in our community, and starting April 28th, they'll have access to our demos, exclusive access to our demos. Now is the time for a new giant in the games industry to come. Let's shape the future together. Join us. Thank you.
And now, representing Column, please turn your attention to the screen to hear from co-founder and CEO, Z Schwab.
If you're seeing this, it means I couldn't make it in person, but I'm excited to tell you a little bit about myself and about what we're doing at Column. I'm Z. I'm a former mid student, and about halfway through the process, I found out how impossible it was to innovate in the field of medicine, so I started my first startup. We were using the NIH and diagnostic databases to reduce the time and cost of bringing pharmaceuticals to market. I bumped into an issue with that startup. The way the internet is currently indexed makes finding relevant and reliable information incredibly difficult. What I needed was a way to surface reputable creators, so I decided to create a protocol that would allow creators to leverage their social capital. See, your social capital is built by the interactions you have with your network. So when you reply, like, repost content, you're indicating just how much you trust that information. Column looks at your social interactions across the internet, and it lets you own the value that you've created. The platforms we've become familiar with build social information centers that don't surface information the way we as humans process information. For example, Twitter, YouTube, they use a subjective ranking of you to arbitrarily shift your position in the newsfeed and to destroy your audience's free will. Dean here is one of my co-founders. He's a former Amazon engineer, and he'd been working on a project to track the spread of disease in social settings. Interestingly enough, the way disease spreads in social settings is very similar to the way information spreads, and so he joined the team. Sabby, my other co-founder, is a former Spotify engineer, and he had written the spec about the economics of knowledge creation, knowledge sharing, and it matched up really well with the way I'd been thinking, and so he joined the team as well. Reputation is the backbone of all information, so whether or not you engage with the content in your newsfeed, it's highly dependent on your perception of the creator's social standing. Our protocol is a holistic and objective view of your reputability across the internet, which gives you and your audience control over your social standing. So far, we've built a 6,000 person waitlist. We've partnered with Wolfram Alpha to make our protocol fully cross-internet, and we're in talks with a few companies who need a reputation-based protocol for their platforms to fit in with this new internet that's being created. Using Twitter, we tested a protocol that scored users on specific topics using the interaction metrics on the content that they had created. Our protocol had 67% engagement, with topics such as machine learning, economics, and Web3 experts engaging an average of 27% of the time. For reference, the average Twitter engagement is 0.05%. Given that we had a few companies reaching out to utilize our protocol, we decided to utilize a business model that included white label and offering the protocol to companies to use on their platforms. Currently, we're growing. Our main focus is increasing the depth and the breadth of the connections in our network. The connections between nodes on our social graph are the most important for us to grow, and that's our focus for the next couple of months. I'm Z. Thank you so much for your time. Would love to be in touch. Here's my contact information.
And now, representing Efir Football, please welcome to the stage co-founder and CEO, Agu Rodriguez.
Efir.
Hello everyone, my name is Agu. I am the founder and CEO of Efir Football. I'm also a former professional football player. I played half of my life until I discovered that I was enjoying more playing football video games than actually playing with my feet. Believe me, I play all of them. I'm one of the 1.5 billion people that experience football through gaming. Problem is, gaming just doesn't feel right. It feels like a waste of time. And in part, it is. And mostly, the problem is it has diminishing rewards. At the beginning, yes, it is fun, but at the end of the day, you end up with nothing. Personally, after investing a lot of time, money, and effort into playing those video games, I got nothing. Not a single friend, not a single penny, not a single picture of an incredible moment. In my opinion, gaming has to change, football gaming in particular. And that's because I'm not alone. There are already 189 million football fans today that are looking for something different. Those guys and girls, they want more out of video games. They are super passionate about them, and they want a community, a place to hang out and meet people, make friends. They want ownership. They want the opportunity to create and own content. And they want to live unique real-life experiences. And today, there is not a single game that provides that for them. That's why we are building Fear Football, a free-to-play football game where people can craft the history of their own digital football club, and they do so in community while making friends. We launched the MVP 4 months ago, and without spending a single penny on marketing campaigns, we have been able to acquire more than 3,000 users, out of which 10% play on a daily basis, more than 90 minutes per day. They are super engaged, and we have also made some money. At the same time, which is important, at the same time, we onboarded first-class investors and partners, such as the Uruguayan government, Consensus Mesh, bakers of MetaMask, Protocol Labs, bakers of Falcon and IPFS, and even Techstars. We also signed 2 very strategic and huge go-to-market partnerships that are going to put us in front of 2 million people at the very intersection of sports and blockchain. We know what we are doing. We have done this before. I have scaled companies from the technical perspective. Chris, my co-founder, has built startups in the sports industry. And Tico, my other co-founder, has made partnership for over $5 million US in the past. We know what we are doing, and you know what? We are crazy about football. And what is the most exciting part of it for us is that the game is just a tiny piece of it. It's just the beginning. It is a Trojan horse, as we call it. We are building the training ground for tomorrow's football club owners. We imagine a league for the football fans of the internet where the owners are them. If you like that world, if you want to transform football with us, then reach out. Thank you so much.
The Boston blockchain ecosystem is rapidly expanding, and we're thrilled about those committed to supporting its development. Please welcome to the stage Sam Nathans, co-chair of the Boston Blockchain Association.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Techstars, and everyone in the community that's helped get us to where we are right now. I'm just going to introduce myself briefly and then talk a little bit about what the Boston Blockchain Association is and does. My name is Sam Nathans. I'm a researcher in the the decentralized technologies space for over a decade. My background is in decentralized data sets and distributed computational systems. I have primarily focused my research on digital identity, cybersecurity, data privacy, as well as financial capital markets infrastructure. But I'm not here to talk about myself. I'm here to talk about the organization. Boston Blockchain Association was started in 2018 by a group of people who didn't really find an emergent community in the blockchain space at the time. There were events here and there, but there really wasn't something that was cohesive. And so they really tried to establish a meeting place, starting with meetups, and then growing into an organization. And right now we are officially a 501c3 nonprofit, educational nonprofit. Oops, that's the wrong button. So we have kind of primary mission is to support kind of educational infrastructure in the blockchain space in the Boston area. We are dealing with both government, business communities, as well as academic communities. on trying to build their education network so that there is more economic opportunity and innovation ecosystem development in the greater Boston area. We have a whole bunch of sponsors right now. These are all corporate members that help us to put on public events, to help us develop resources that are all about this innovation ecosystem development. And we invite you to either attend some of our events or become one of these sponsors. So we're an entirely volunteer organization, with the exception of our head of partnerships, who helps us coordinate with our sponsors around engagement. But primarily, we have our governing system is as close to a DAO structure as we can possibly get it, while still conforming to 501c3 obligations and regulations. So we are this year pursuing a lot of initiatives around resource development. So educational resources, we're working with as much as we can other New England-based associations and further afield. We're currently engaging with a number of academic institutions on helping to establish a number of curriculum development programs. So yeah, please give us a reach out if you're inclined and interested. Thanks.
Closing us out are our impeccable fintech companies, Hyphen, Vestinda, and Moja. And now, representing Hyphen Labs, please give a round of applause for co-founder and CEO, Tariq Mohammed.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. How are you? Perfect. Today, crypto world is 90% driven by consumers like me and you, compared to the 10% coming from institutions. However, on Wall Street, 90% of actual wealth is coming from institutions, and the rest is coming from retail. This flip from consumer to institution, it happens every time. 1792 stocks, 1935 bonds, and 2015 digital assets. Actually, we're sitting on one, and it's called digital assets. Digital assets are real assets. And like all assets, ratios will flip and money will become institutional. However, today on Wall Street, they lack the rails in order to access crypto. From consumer experience to custody to even compliance issues. Here we are talking about banks, prop trading desks, hedge fund, or even retail corporations. At Hyphen Labs, we are providing the bridge that connects Wall Street to DeFi trade execution, supported by our MPC custody solution, adopted by firms like State Street, Citigroup, and yes, Nasdaq. However, DeFi is new, and the opportunities are limitless. And if we ask ourselves, who is serving our today's customers? Be it MetaMask Institutional, for DeFi, Copper, or even Architect. Our competitors' user experience is literally broken. We're talking with our clients. And the main two complaints range from hard and ineffective custody solution, or even they are being left stranded in the DeFi jungle with no guidance. So technically, there is a gap between what Wall Street is asking from DeFi and what our actual competitors are delivering. My co-founder and I are financial engineers coming from Wall Street who literally understand how crypto works. Jen, he's a machine learning engineer who co-founded a crypto hedge fund before. And I am an ex-fintech founder who tried to disrupt payments in the fintech industry. So we have the know-how in how to connect crypto to TradFi. And in just 8 weeks, Hyphen was able to secure 10 letters of intent and $1 billion in expected assets under custody. This proves one thing, that Wall Street is always seeking new returns. However, if we think about it, today DeFi is like a gold mine. But imagine this gold mine doesn't have rails or even tunnels. At Hyphen Labs, we are literally crafting those tunnels and rails in order for institutions to gain access to DeFi. The wave is coming. The ripples are here. Please ride this wave with us. Thank you.
And now, representing Vistinda, please give a round of applause for co-founder and CEO, Aline Breban.
I grew up in Romania, a country with very low financial literacy. So I woke up in my 30s with just a savings account and no investments at all. I'm Alin, co-founder and CEO at Vestinda, and here's my struggle. It took me almost 3 years to build my investment portfolio, losing plenty of money at the beginning. And just like me, more than 70% of retail traders lose money, especially the ones entering the crypto space. They join trading communities looking for the best idea to trade or invest. But there's a lot of flawed information and a lot of fake experts out there. So not only that they have to cut through the noise to find a good strategy, but in order to execute it, traders also have to be highly technical since multiple tools are needed. At Vestinda, we're fixing all that. First, we bring transparency to trading communities. We eliminate the noise by highlighting profitable traders. And second, we offer a complete platform for traders to build, validate, and automate portfolios with zero code. We grew 150% in the past quarter only. 26 million in trading volumes, 2,000 traders, paying customers, and 7 partnerships secured that will help us scale. And this is just the beginning. Our goal is to become the super app for investments and help 10 million people manage $1 trillion in wealth. We're now building critical mass in the crypto space by leveraging ambassadors and partnerships. But then we're going to bridge traditional finance and Web3 to diversify portfolios for all retail investors out there. There is competition, but no one is fully focused on trading communities. We offer trading leaders one single place where they can engage and monetize their followers. Plus, our users get excited when they see how easy they can execute a trading strategy in just minutes without any coding skills. The market for trading communities is already estimated at billions. And once we win this vertical, we're going after all retail investors. My co-founder, she's a brilliant mathematician with an AI degree in trading. And we have worked together for over 7 years across the fintech and crypto spaces. As for myself, I have built 2 other technology companies before, launching products that were used by millions of people. So if you want to join our mission and compress years of portfolio building to just a few minutes, please reach out. Thank you.
And last, but certainly not least, representing Moja, please welcome to the stage co-founder and CEO, Tariq Hilal.
When I was 26 years old, my father passed away. At the time, I feared that our family would not hold. So I did something practical, something to keep us together. I started a savings group. The idea was really simple, that we would come together as siblings and put money into a shared pot to save, invest, borrow, pay bills. In doing this, I joined 520 million people around the world who saved together with family and friends to the tune of 577 billion USD a year. Now, our savings group was one of the best things that we did. We're still running it today, but it was hard. Coordinating the group was difficult, tracking payments, accessing financial services, all was really hard. We tried various solutions, and we've hacked together solutions over the years. We use WhatsApp for messaging. We have an Excel spreadsheet to track payments. We use various remittance services, lots of different bank accounts, all add cost and complexity and friction, all the more so because we now live in different parts of the world. Millions of people struggle with the same problem. That is why we're building Moja, a smartphone mobile application that enables family and friends to save together simply, securely, transparently, wherever they are in the world. With Moja, you can connect and collaborate simply and easily. Set up a savings group in seconds, track payments, coordinate your group, access financial services, savings, investments, loans, and insurance. Best of all, you can do this wherever you are in the world, because savings groups are borderless, so is Moja. We generate revenue in 3 ways: transfer fees on remittance flows, interest on savings, investments, and loans, and our premium subscription. We have launched already in the Kenyan market a beta. We have 1,000 registered users, 50 active savings groups, but the feedback from our customers was really clear. Give us our borderless value proposition sooner. That is why in June of this year, we're launching our cross-border value proposition from the UK, the United States, and Kenya. We already have a waiting list of 30 saving groups with an AUM of 100,000 USD. And we're building partnerships to help us scale. Torako Health Insurance, a Pan-African health insurance company, and Choice Bank with over 250,000 customers. And we are the team to build Moja. We know our customer. We are our customer. We know our market. We built and scaled companies across Africa, the Middle East, United States, and Europe. And we know our technology, AI, blockchain, and fintech. Over the next 5 years, we plan to reach 2 million customers, achieve annual revenues of 50 million USD, and expand across Africa, the Middle East, Europe, and the United States. But this is just the beginning. There are 520 million people, say it again, and 577 billion USD worth of value. And there is no solution for cross-border saving. We plan to be that solution, the world's first and the world's best borderless group saving platform. Join us. Thank you.
How about a huge round of applause to all of the teams for today? Woohoo! Way to go, way to go. All right, and why don't we throw up our QR code? So if anyone wants to meet with any of the teams, their Calendly links are in this, or their calendar links are in this, and you can set up meetings with them. But they will also be outside right after this, where we've got some refreshments, so we'll meet out there. We want to welcome on the stage the rest of our team. So here is Tula Rosen. Hand up for Tula. Tula is a sophomore at Northeastern and seriously one of the best operations people I know. She could be a COO of a startup today. So any of you looking, but she is a sophomore. And then Chris, who has just been an incredible venture associate. Chris has been in crypto and blockchain since 2017. He's really just dived in with every single company and really thought about strategy. He's just been an excellent teammate. So thank you both. You've been amazing. Awesome. All right, here we go.
Web3 is becoming a core focus area for us at Techstars, and we've got a whole lot on the horizon. I'm helping oversee our global Web3 efforts, so stay tuned for what's ahead.
And for those of you who don't know, we've got another program coming up. So Techstars Boston applications are open. That is a general program. And Jennifer Davis, who's right there, is my partner in that program. And we're really, really excited to go to the next level with the Boston ecosystem with Techstars Boston starting in the fall. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Go
you so
outside,
much.
have fun, enjoy. All right. Take care. Woo!